act related to environment. Okay, and in this video we will see partially, and partially we will see in next upcoming video. Okay, so now let's start. Hello everyone, my name is Sindhu, and today we will see the act related to environment. Okay, and in this video we will see partially, and partially we will see in next upcoming video. Okay, so now let's start. So, if we will discuss why we need a legislation for environment, and to protect environment and safeguard the environment, but if we will see that in recent past, environmental problems just if you will say environmental problems have become threatening for human welfare. Okay, and an important aspect environmental problems is that their impact is not confined to the source area, but it's spill out over wide wide area. And so see what currently happening, that you can see that Delhi has a hottest day and highest temperatures after so many years. So why these are happening? What is the reason behind these things? Why climate is unprecedented? Somewhere I think in Manipur, if you will see that areas are flooded due to the cyclone. And if you we are seeing we are in Delhi, and Delhi is hottest. So what is the imbalance between, why there is so much imbalance between the environment? And why this is what we are discussing, that environmental problem is day by day increasing. And this is not that environmental problem is related to one place. This is the spillover impact. See, we have a lot of contribution in making the temperature to this degree, to the hottest day of everywhere in the planet. So that's why it's a lot of spillover effect. And this is the effect that we are in the some part we are facing the cyclone in the same in the India only, and some part day is hottest. So this is the imbalance. That's why we need to order to prevent misuse and degradations of environment. So because we are over exploitations of environment. So see, when we are exploiting the environment and the resources, natural resources, we are not thinking about anything. We do things in manner that we don't care that what is happening. So if we are cutting the trees, we are cutting like we want building, we want infrastructure, we want everything, but we don't think that how it will impact the environment and what will be the future consequences of that. So that's why all these things happening. And this is the need for the legislation for that's why the government has to step in the matters and make a legislation to stop the over degradations of the environment and the resources, all the resources of the environment. So kindly now we will see that upcoming, that as we know that India is a mega diversity diverse in biodiversity. Okay, and 12 mega biodiversity countries. Biodiversity has a direct consumption value in agriculture, medicines, and industry, apart from being it nation wealth. So you know that biodiversity is a national wealth. Okay, if any country possesses the beauty of the diversity of the biodiversity, like somewhere forest and somewhere unique animal and the endemic species, that are the beauty for that nations and the wealth of the nations. But that's why it's necessary to protect this that species also. We need a legislation to protect our environment. So all the legislations came after the United Nations Conference on Human Environment that held in Stockholm in 1972. Okay, and after that we all think about the environment, and that we think that we need a legislation that will help to protect the environment. Okay, and then if we will see that, after that, original constitution does not poses any legislation regarding the environment, but after the 42nd amendment we have amended our fundamental duty. Okay, and we have inserted G and article 51A, that related to environment, protection of environment, that it's our fundamental duty to protect the environment. Okay, now constitution is also talking about environment. And in DPSP, if you will see that directives, principles of state policy, also poses article 48A, that says that the state shall endeavor to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard the forest and the wildlife of the country. So now you can see that fundamental protecting our biodiversity and the natural resources is the fundamental duty for every citizens. Okay, how important is that? And also it's a instruction for state also, article 48A, directive principles of state policy. So it's instructions for government also, as much as it's a citizens duty, fundamental duty, as much as the government duty also to protect the environment. Now we will see that some law related to pollutions. Okay, pollution is related law. So after that convention, Stockholm conventions, Department of Environment was established in 1980 in India, and later this department was converted into Ministry of Environment and Forest in 1985. Okay, and now we will see that three acts after that: water acts, air acts, and environment acts. So you know that water is getting more polluted day by day due to the pollutions, and air also, as you know that AQI of air quality index of Delhi and more cities, metropolitan city, as very low quality. And now if we will see that Water Preventions and Control Pollutions Act 1974 and amended in 1988. So what were the main objective of that act? To provide preventions and control of water pollutions and maintaining or restoring the wholesomeness or and purity of water. As you know that if you will see take the example of Ganga river. So Ganga river became very dirty when Ganga river start from that color at the starting point, source of the river, water is very pure and very clean, but after running through the so many state, it's become so dirty and the color becomes so dark. So this is not helpful for the human as well as the animal living in the river. Okay, and now if you will see that Water Preventions and Control Pollution Cess Act 1977, what was the for that that act meant for? It meant for to generate financial resources to meet the expenses of central and state pollution board. So this is the act says for the expenses, finances. This act for the finances to control the pollutions of the water. And now we will see the Air Act, Air Preventions and Control of Pollutions Act 1981 and amended in 1987. What were the main objective of the Air Act? Air Act main objective to improve the quality of air and to prevent, control and abate air pollutions in the country. So you know that previously I also mentioned that Delhi AQI, air quality index, is very at every time very low quality and very bad and not good for human health. Okay, so that's why like that all the cities, metropolitan cities, are suffering from the India. And now we will see the Environment Act. So Environment Protection Act of 1986. So see, after the Bhopal tragedy, as you know that Bhopal tragedy, the environment Environment Protection Act 1986 came into the pictures, because as you know that the gas tragedy took so many life, and that was not a, it was a human man-made disasters, and it took the life of the people. That's why now we think about the legislation that will prevent the human mistake from doing something like that, to take the so many life. So to implement the decisions of the United Nations Conference on the Human Environment in 1972. So the one of the main purpose of the in 1986 Act was to implement the 1972 conventions, and also this act was a umbrella act. You know that a lot of legislations, environmental legislation, come under the 1986 Act. Okay, so and this act also correct a lot of act that was previously listed. So this is all for this video. In upcoming video we will see the more about the environment, pollutions and everything. So before concluding this video, see, environmental legislation we need, and we are thinking, we are talking, and we have a lot of environmental legislation, but what really matter is that it's your fundamental duty to protect your environment, and you shouldn't need legislation to protect, legislation to tell you that you shouldn't do that and do this. So be aware as a persons and protect your environment, and that will be helpful for you and your future generations. Thank you so much.